The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Right back into our game from scratch as we hear Ms Garcia, Semaj, and Shaun working their way into information they need to intercept a drug and gun shipment for Javier Lupo, the number 2 crime boss in Miami. Enjoy the podcast.
Hi, and welcome back to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com, on Facebook, iTunes. Definitely find us on iTunes. If you like us, give us a 5-star rating. It makes it easier for other people to find us. Twitter, Stitcher Radio. Of course, you can find us on Google. And we are back with the second part of our Game from Scratch series, where we created something from nothing as we got started. We're going to go around the table.
Based off of our experiences, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Based off of all of our experiences in the 80s.
Well, I mean, we chose Miami for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not like drug snorting.
Oh, no.
Speak for yourself. And go ahead and do so. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Hi, everyone. This is Mickie. I play Jennifer Garcia, the ATF agent with a heart of gold.
All of our characters.
Why
they
all
all
your
share?
characters have a heart
They
of
all
gold?
share the same
They
heart.
all have a heart of gold.
Heart of gold.
Gold is
nasty on the
non-tarnishing.
outside.
JJ here. I'll be playing Semaj, the paramedic drug abuser of
With a heart of ecstasy.
indiscriminate nature. Yeah. About
And a
right.
CI for Vice, right?
SCI for Vice.
And hey, this is Kurt. I'm playing Patrick
I put the
O'Shaughnessy.
CI in Vice.
God.
So I'm playing Patrick O'Shaughnessy, known as Shaun. We're using the thief build from Dungeon World. He works inside Javier Lupo's organization as kind of the heist
Tech
man.
support.
Does phone
He's tech support.
hacking,
He's-
safes, all that stuff.
He's Livingston Dell.
Hello,
Exactly.
this is Shaun. How may I help you?
Exactly. So, as Joe said, we created this game completely on the fly. We literally sat down, decided what we wanted to do, made our characters in 3 minutes, 5 minutes, which you can do in Dungeon World, and then just started right in. So it is pure improv, even more than usual. And basically, we are in mid-1980s Miami. Now, we've got the characters we just told you about. Jenny Garcia, who likes to be called Ms Garcia, and Semaj, who I'm going to call Sammy so I don't screw up his name, went to see Freddie, the
He's
fishnet.
Nightclub owner.
The fishnet shirt wearing big black bar owner to try to
Too
get some
sexy for my show.
get some guns. They were really trying to find out where Javier Lupo's big shipment of firearms might be coming in, but they failed miserably in that regard. Fortunately, Shaun saw them on the closed circuit surveillance,
Peeping Tom.
hooked up with them
Keeping Shaun.
in an effort to try to get out of the organization. He is terrified by what he has seen and wants out into the witness protection program. And at the end of the last episode, Ms. Garcia promised him that could happen. They agreed that she would never wear 1980s-style suit jackets again. And I think that is pretty much where we left off.
Now, in the 80s, would you have called it an 80s style?
I would not, but I would in an Adventures from the Shed recap.
Good.
Hey,
well
hey,
done,
Kurt, I got a joke for you. That's very pertinent to what you just said.
Bring it.
What's the difference between a thief and a peeping Tom?
What?
I don't know. What is the difference between a thief and a peeping Tom?
One wants to snatch your watch.
Ah. So I would say that was anti-pertinent.
Oh, Lord.
Nice.
And just to be clear, since I didn't put it in the recap, what we're trying to do is either stop or somehow influence Lupo's attempt to get this big firearm shipment that he is going to use to try to make himself the number 1 kingpin in Miami.
The number 1 kingpin. Right now, he's the...
Number
instead of
2.
instead
He's
of
the prince pin, and he wants
Yeah.
to be the kingpin.
There you go.
Very nice.
And
I
I
want to be a
am,
prince pin.
and I am Joe. I'm the game master as we continue this game. As Kurt mentioned, we started off with a Dungeon World rule set, and our 3 players have did pick the classes we wanted to play, and we built everything else up from there in our first episode. So definitely check that one out if you haven't listened yet. It's going to make a lot more sense if you listen to that one before this one. We're picking up here in a safe place that Shaun had brought Garcia to have that conversation with her boss, Hoyt, down at ATF. And at this point, Semaj has not been with the other two characters for probably an hour or so. What's up?
So Jenny, who I call Ms Garcia, and we went to get a cup of coffee at the local cafe. Great coffee in Miami. We don't know where Sammy's at, and it looks like Ms Garcia, you might be starting to get a little worried. Where do you think he's at? What's going on?
That Semaj guy's not the most reliable. He's probably somewhere off in a corner, snorting something.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Hey, Semaj, where the hell you been?
Some places.
I want to hear the New York accent when you're high. Because you started that little bit of Italian New York accent last time.
That's the thing with my accents is like
you can't do them high.
If I don't keep doing them, they go away.
Well, go for it.
So I'm not even sure how to get back into that headspace now.
Dude, I'm like so high, man.
Dude, I'm like so high, man.
That's all of them, Mickie.
Okay.
That's all of them, Mickie.
There you go.
So what's up, Semaj? Where you been?
I was looking for information.
So what'd you find out? What'd you find out? I say.
I found out that the unicorns, they migrate to the end of the rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you find out that's pertinent to this case?
That Freddy doesn't like me anymore.
I could have told you that.
All right, listen. This he's useless. We don't have a lot of time. We got two options. You guys want to hear what we can do?
Witness me.
All right. So, one, we can go find Rico. Rico is going to be running the pickup on the guns. So he's going to know where they're coming in. He's going to be the only one in the organization other than Javier who knows where they're coming. Problem is, I don't know where Rico's at. We can try to find Rico, solve our problem. Other options much harder.
Just go to the convenience store. They sell Suave there.
So bad. So bad it's not good. Option number 2.
He's high.
He is very high.
And Doritos. They sell Suave and Doritos.
I don't think Rico Suave was till like 1990, though. Maybe 91.
Yeah.
Option number 2, I don't know if you're going to like it, but the only other place I can think where we can find out where the guns are coming is going to be from Javier's personal office.
So you want us to break in to the personal office of the number 2 drug lord in Miami with a half-baked...
Full-baked, trust me.
Men.
Full-baked. This is full-baked.
Student. A high-wired tech guy. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Oh, they won't see me coming.
Well, and the best part is it's on the top floor of a 7-story building, and the crew hangs out on the 6th floor right below the office.
I'm pretty sure I can climb walls.
This plan just gets better and better.
You can climb walls?
Great.
Pretty sure.
All right, Spider-Man.
You look like you could just fly up there.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Nothing could possibly go wrong. And the other option is Rico. So who's this Rico?
Rico is one of Javier Lupo's most trusted advisors. He handles a lot of the operations for him. He's kind of the COO, of the organization.
It's a
Are you
chief
talking about
operating officer.
Federico Colon?
Yeah, that's right. Everyone calls him Rico, but that's right.
Shit, man. Federico Colon's also on our list. We wanted him for a while for gun running, prostitution.
I mean, I'm sure he will be there at the dock when the guns come, but I don't know where to find him before then. That's the problem. So unless you've got massive, surveillance capabilities.
Well, remember reading in the file that Federico had an affinity for dog races. We'd probably find him over in the Hialeah.
Okay. That sounds reasonable.
Got to go to Hialeah Park.
Let's check out your sources then. That sounds to me like intelligence. Did you put anything in intelligence?
I did.
Outstanding. So let's do an intelligence roll while you check out your sources to see if they are accurate.
Look at that.
What'd you end up with?
I got 9 plus 1. 10.
That would be 10. So, in checking with your current sources, they are telling you indeed that on this Tuesday he could be found there simply because this is a day when the dogs are running. So let's head to the dog track and see if we can find Mr. Colon or Cologne. Yes, we get the swipes across the city for the cutscenes.
Heck yeah, 80s montage, man.
Yeah.
There's a cigarette boat cruising around.
Yes.
Up the intercoastal.
Yeah. And there's several swipes with people on the beach, and then it cuts back to the dog track. How are you guys going to handle yourselves at the dog track? Because you still got to find him now. All of the indications are he is there.
So I got to go into deep cover.
I think we got to leave this guy outside. I mean, he's high as a kite, and he's wearing a Spuds McKenzie T-shirt. I don't think he's going to fit in here.
Nope, I got to go in.
All right, you guys need to run surveillance. I'll try to engage Federico, use my feminine wilds. I don't know. Or something.
I would ask you what a wiles is, but I'm just going to watch and learn.
I need to change.
You're going to change?
I'm going to change into something skimpy.
Okay.
Where do I hide the knife, though?
I was going to say, you should make a roll for that.
Well, that's what I was going for. What is it you're trying to accomplish?
I want to wear one of those. Remember those 80s, like, full jumpsuits?
Okay.
With, like, they had, like, the big palooza pants. What are they called? Palazzo pants?
MC Hammer pants.
You know, like, it was just, jumpsuit. It was like a halter top with, like, big flowy pants.
I used to wear those.
All white. Do you know what I'm talking about?
But this was last week.
It's a man wearing a pink Hawaiian shirt.
Right. It's so cool that we picked Miami. I got my Hawaiian shirt on.
Big hat. You know, the sun hats with the big glasses.
So are you still going to try and bring in your gun and knife?
Yeah, but they'll be strapped to one on
To
each
something.
ankle.
Okay. So
Under the big flowy pants.
it sounds to me like a combination of like charisma and intelligence, but what are we shooting for here?
I want to engage Rico and flirt with him a bit.
Okay.
Trying to get his defenses down.
You
see-
really shouldn't have put a -1 on charisma.
I really should not have.
Yeah.
This is not going to go well.
Let's find out. That's what we're going to roll it.
She's awful at flirting.
All right. So we're going to...
I'm going to actually attempt to aid her by causing fear.
Huh.
By
And-
causing beer?
Yep. Fear.
Oh, fear, not beer. Because beer could help.
Yeah.
Their reaction is up to them. Bleed, panic, beg, or fight.
Yeah. So you want Rico to run away from her?
No, I just want him to be less sure of himself. Like, so normally
Okay.
he's a very confident sort of kind of guy.
Okay.
Now, there's going to be some greater uncertainty.
So he's normally very suave.
Exactly.
She's very, very Rico Suave. Oh, so why don't we play it that way? Okay, so if you're going to do that, why don't we say, approach him from the angle of, as soon as Lupo gets #1, what do you think is going to happen to you, Rico? You really think he's going to keep you around, knowing everything you know? Or do you think that you're going to, swim with the fishes like
Jimmy.
Jimmy?
Like Jimmy.
You saw how unhinged he is.
What does Shaun want to do to contribute or go along with this?
Oh, that's a good question.
I ask goodness.
I would like to
Backstab.
survey a dangerous area.
Let's do that then. So that's an actual Dungeon World move from the thief character.
It's a trap
Shit.
expert thief move, but I get to try to look to see if there's traps, or more importantly, if there's anything hidden here that we need to
Well,
be concerned about.
you know also that Rico almost always has men with him, being essentially the #1 to the #2.
Uh-huh.
That's funny to me too.
#1 to the #2.
So there's probably going to be some form of protection around that you might want to alert your party to before they walk into it. So let's find out.
All right.
So,
Roll.
Yep. So that's your plus dex.
8 plus 2 is 10.
That's good. So you actually get 3 holds, as it were.
Right.
And what do you want to know?
I'm not in urban necessarily looking for traps. I would be
Yeah.
looking for people, for guards.
Well, that is still a trap, so
Right,
to speak,
yeah,
but it's
right.
a personnel trap instead of an anti-personnel.
Exactly. So I mean, I would use hold 1 right now to see if I can figure out, how many henchmen.
The lookout positions. and
Yeah,
whatnot.
like where his henchmen or his guards or his.
So he's in one of the private boxes, and you know which one that Lupo's guys normally use. So that box itself has an electronic lock on the outside that is a keypad that you don't right now know the numbers for to get in. And there are 2 guys outside of that. And you know that typically these guys, they wear these loose-fitting suit jackets, and there's almost always one of the smaller Uzis under the suit jacket. And there's that regular set of guys standing outside. So you'd need to be able to get through them, or however you would want to get through them in order to get to Rico. Or you wait for him to come out. That's your setup.
All right. So I wonder if I could use, in the modern context, kind of use backstab. Well, no, because they're not surprised or defenseless.
Oh, they would be if you snuck up on them.
Well, yeah, but remember, I work, as far as they know, I work with them.
Yep.
So I don't know that I couldn't. Well, I wouldn't be able to get into his box, but I was trying to think about whether I could use charisma or talk my way in there somehow.
Yeah. You certainly could.
But I could at least get up, and they would not treat me as an enemy. They wouldn't be surprised. So maybe they would be surprised or defenseless, and I could try to use backstab, not with the intention of killing them, but with the intention of either not getting involved in melee or getting an advantage on something else.
Or asking them if this rag smells like chloroform to them.
Incapacitate them.
That's also true. That's
Oh.
true. I could use my oil of tajit,
Yeah.
or as I like to call it now, ether.
Ether.
Oil of ether.
Yeah, incapacitate
But
them.
if I don't have the code, that doesn't help.
It doesn't help if you don't think you could ever figure it out.
Well, if we
what kind of
incapacitate-
tech guy is just going to give
Yeah.
up on a keypad?
Well, the guards are outside.
Yeah, they're standing at the door.
So
Yeah.
we incapacitate them. We knock on the door and we're like, room service or whatever they say at the box where they deliver
Candygram.
because they deliver food to the private boxes.
Yep.
They do.
And that was part of what I was just going to say. Remember, this isn't a secluded area.
Yeah.
There's regular traffic. It is a public place. This just happens to be a private box in the public place.
So you can be like, Mr. Cologne, we have the champagne you ordered.
How about champagne compliments of the owner?
Yeah, Mr. Cologne, we've got champagne compliments of our racetrack, our owners, and to thank you for your continued patronage.
Yeah.
And is Semaj just going to stand around counting ceiling tiles? 'Cause
I'm
that would be
going
pretty
to
cool.
further the illusion that these guys have gotten high
Okay.
by joining them.
Huh. Interesting.
So I'm going to, he's going to knock him out. I'm going to act like, I'm still getting high right there in the hallway,
Good job,
not?
Semaj.
I mean,
That
who's
way.
gonna rat you out? The ATF agent?
right?
Once we get in there, if we can, and
We have Phil Collins.
Rico's in there, how are we going to get the info from him?
Phil Collins and I'll take care of that.
I have to imagine the dog track is dog friendly.
Yeah.
No reason you couldn't bring your dog there.
We'll have Phil Collins intimidate him. Phil, sick balls.
Oh, we've been waiting for that, right?
So I guess I wouldn't need to use backstab. I could just walk up to these guys. They're going to recognize me. Although I can't ether them both at the same time. You're going to have to lure one of them away.
Okay, I'll lure one of them away while you eat
Normally
them.
I'd say show
It's
some leg,
getting
but
better
you're
and
wearing a
better.
pantsuit.
So, JJ, if you're going to use the cause fear, then it is. I'm trying to remember. Help me out here. You're going to cast it on her, but then something else is going to be afraid of her. How many targets? I'm just trying to remember that one.
It's just a target.
So
Okay.
we need Rico to fear me.
Okay.
It's just a target and a nearby object.
So you're going to want to do that just because it says you can see. You're going to want to do that once you get inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So initial approach. Who's going first, second, third? Not initiative. I'm talking literally.
I'm
Is
bringing
it
up the rear.
Garcia going up first?
You're bringing up the rear. Garcia needs to distract one of the guards while Shaun takes care of the other guy and ethers that guy, and then so
ethering in the middle of a highlight stage is probably not a good idea. Can we say, since we're doing the one shot that I have at level 2, I would have in Venom, I can apply even complex poisons with a pinprick.
Yeah, sure.
So then I can just basically walk up and shake their hands with a little.
Yeah,
the little high five.
Yeah, a little smack them, a little. Hey!
Yeah, you could put the pin in the cloth with the ether and just poke them in the face with it.
I'm just thinking it wouldn't be very realistic to walk up and ether the dudes, but a handshake or a smack on the.
No, but a criminal guy, a drug addict, and a woman with shoulder pads and a dog seems completely natural.
I totally have needles too,
and he has needles. So yeah, that works. So,
right. So in that case,
are we saying Garcia's first?
No, he would have to be first. Shaun would have to be first to incapacitate them. Then Garcia needs to walk into the room.
Yeah, but aren't you supposed to distract one first?
He's going to do both of the
Well, it'd
same
be
time.
good if you could distract one, because then I only have 3 poison applications. It'd be good to not have to use 2 of them.
Just in case.
Just take one of them to the bathroom.
Okay.
I mean, it's totally standard in the 80s. Just,
hey,
shove
come
a
in.
little vial. Say, hey, you want to join me in the bathroom?
So I just kind of like peek around the corner, pull a little vial out from my cleavage,
Here you go.
There you
and
go.
just be like, hey,
Hey.
look what I got.
And then he
Follow
texts
me?
with his buddy. He says, "You got this." Yeah,
Okay,
I'll be
well,
right back.
let's start right there with a charisma roll.
For me?
Yep.
Oh, this is not going to end well.
Our seductive woman should not have a -1 in charisma.
Not particularly.
She's not, though. That's what I mean.
Oh, no, she's very blunt.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not good.
Of course.
I see 4 on the dice.
Okay, yeah, so if you minus anything from that, it's still below 6.
Maybe we'll just have our shootout here.
Could be.
I'm trying to think if...
See, what you don't know.
All right, I see
guy you trying
I see
to.
this
Wait.
happening.
Now,
and I'm
hold
like,
on.
No, there's nothing.
When you do that, the guy that you're trying to entice, he speaks into some microphone on his lapel, and then you hear him, or you see him knock on the door behind him as well.
Well, shit.
Okay, Shaun, you saw that happen.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, maybe I want to wait and see what
You
happens.
can't interrupt the failure. That's what I'm saying.
why he knocked on the door? So
Yeah.
I might just wait. I mean, all she did was try to flirt with him and failed. So that's nothing unusual. Let's see what happens. Let's give it 45 seconds and see if someone comes to the door.
I'm trying to think. I just got a message, so it distracted me. Sorry, but the door opens, and because you guys aren't close enough to hear it, there's plenty of noise around. You see another guy, same outfit, opens the door a little bit. They talk back and forth, and the door closes back again.
Okay. These guys wouldn't know Sammy.
They might. They may have seen him. Yeah. Right. I mean, the role is what's going to determine it, but they may have seen him. He's done some work for Lupo. He just has. Lupo wouldn't know who he is by any stretch.
Yeah.
But the COO might.
Yeah, well, inside, but the guys at the door?
Well, that's the thing. They may or may not have seen him on a job once upon a time in the last however many years.
And you think you got it together enough to try to bring some champagne in there? Say it's from the house.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, let's go. So we go. I'm going to go up to the bar, buy a bottle of Dom,
Okay.
and try to send Sammy up to see if he can get in. And
Okay.
if that doesn't work, I'm going to be prepared to immediately clap these dudes like, "Hey!" on the neck with my poison.
So here specifically, you are actually trying to aid him in doing something. So we're going to roll that aid move. Now, we're not playing with any bonds, so just do a straight roll.
6 plus anything?
We're not, no. No addition. So you're not going to help him. It's not going to help, but he is still going to do it. You're not going to add to his roll.
Okay.
So there's nothing you can add to that?
This is like a deception. He's trying. I don't know what it would be in dungeon.
To me, describe how you're going to go about this, and that's going to determine what stat we use, as usual. Because the danger is they're not going to believe you, and something bad can happen because of that. So how are you going to convince them that you're for reals? Because if you are indeed wearing a Spuds McKenzie shirt, you're not an employee.
Oh no, I'm definitely going to try to go steal a what do you call it? Waiter?
Jacket?
A waiter?
Or uniform of some
A
type.
uniform of some kind.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was also thinking about casting a small light spell
Okay.
on the inside of the dome, so it
Sparkles.
sparkles.
Ooh, I like that. So let's start with
So you have magic.
I have magic.
because you would probably have to
He just
intuit.
shook the bottle up. He thinks he has magic.
I know.
I just, I really gleamed it.
It made it shine. Because you would be more intuition of knowing where to go find a uniform. To me, that's
definitely.
wisdom.
I'm downtrodden. I know where the.
Yeah. So that's a wisdom roll to make sure you can dress yourself appropriately for the part.
That's
Nice.
a 11.
All right. So you find not only do you find the uniform closet, but you're able to find one that fits just what you need. The same outfit as the guys who bring the plates of wings and the wine and all this stuff to the private boxes. You find one of those uniforms and it fits you just right.
Perfect.
Goldilocks.
And like I said, I'm going to cast light on the dome.
Yep. Go for that then. So that's casting a spell.
That is an 8.
An 8. Okay. So with that, you have to take one of the 7 to 9
I'll forget
results
it.
from casting. All right. So you'll forget light. However, it is a sparkling bubbly now.
It is very sparkling.
Yes.
It's like no matter where it's at in the room, J.J. Abrams is somewhere nearby.
You
With
get
lens
lens
flare.
flare and everything. It's like you're carrying a liquid disco ball with you.
When do you level up in Dungeon World 7+ level?
Yep. And now you are poised for your approach.
And this light bottle should definitely be attracting the attention of the guards. So you can go and clap them on the necks.
Okay. So
There
you don't
you
think
go.
you can just get inside as the delivery boy?
Not by myself.
And even if that, they might just grab it at the door and bring it in
Right.
anyway. But
Yeah.
All right. So I guess.
so you're then just going to walk up
I'm
as
going
a
to
distraction.
approach them up and be
Yeah.
like, the purveyors of this fine establishment wish to bequeath upon you the
Man,
this gift of Dom Pignon.
Tom Perignon. Dudes, this is so good.
Look, it's sparkly.
And at that point, is Shaun going to make a move?
He is.
Then I want to use that as Semaj aiding Shaun this time. See if this is successful.
Oh.
Because your description was you wanted to do it to help him go
Yeah.
slap him on the neck.
Oh my goodness.
That is an 8. That's a 12 on the die.
All right. Kurt, you get a +1 to whatever you're about to do.
I just realized I don't know that it matters for us. We may want to ignore it. This is an applied poison,
Yeah.
so I have to apply it to the target or something they eat or drink. Touch poisons just need to touch the target. What's the difference?
You did the needle. It's on the needle.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
It is, yes.
Why is that different from touch?
Because.
All right. So I've got one going forward, and now do I have to roll to use poison?
You
Like an
have to
attack?
roll to get up to them and get them without them noticing if you're doing it that way, or he's just distracting them for you to do that, or however you want to approach it. You
Yeah,
decide.
in a perfect world, I would prefer that they didn't realize that I was doing it to them, but it's fast-acting poison. As long as I get there, it's going to do the job.
Okay.
But what I'd like to do is do it kind of smooth and have them not realize what's happened and have them, I don't know, what does this do? Make them sick? Make them run to the bathroom really quickly?
Well, I thought this was just to put them asleep.
Yeah,
It is,
put 'em
but
to
I'm-
sleep.
And then you're going to
they
drag
follow-
them into a closet or
I was
something.
going to say, we have to do that pretty smooth. All right, so you guys ready to grab these guys?
So here's the idea. I'm just going to set you up right ahead of time. If you get a 10+, you'll get them both and they won't notice. On a 7 to 9, it's only going to be 1, and we'll see what happens from there.
Okay.
Dun,
roll it.
dun, dun. And you get a +1 to the roll.
Tempted to just shiv them, but what the heck? I might need this poison later for something better. All right. Oh, 1-1.
Snake eyes.
So
1 + 1 plus Dex is 4.
Plus 5 1.
It's 5.
all right, we're going to turn it into a little bit of
I'm going to mark an XP.
a comedy routine here. As you walk up, you accidentally brush the guy carrying the wine. You put him to sleep, and the wine falls, and there's a sparkling glare on the floor as the bottle explodes.
So Sammy's passed out.
Yes, he is now sleeping on the floor.
I am heavily inured to poisons of all kind.
Except for this one. So, what the hell, man? That was expensive wine. What are you doing here?
Dom Perignon champagne.
whatever.
It's what?
These are the brutes outside the door.
Right.
They would have pronounced it Perignon as well.
Hey, it's totally my fault. Let me go get another bottle.
What'd you do to him, man? He just fell asleep. Sure, he was high, but come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's a mess. I don't know this guy, but he doesn't look well. So, like, let me get you another bottle.
All right, we're gonna call security to come clean him up.
Yeah. Let me get you guys a bottle. Can I get you guys a bottle, and then I'll send another one inside?
Mad Dog 2020.
Sure.
Mad Dog.
I'll be right back.
All right. Now, Garcia would definitely see this stuff going on, and she'll probably react in a couple minutes. Sound about?
Garcia's around the corner.
And I think your microphone's muted.
My mic was on mute.
There you go.
So Garcia's around the corner, sees all this debacle, and she would be apt to like try to put one in like a chokehold to get him to pass out.
So she's just going to run forward into the fray.
No.
Or create a fray.
Create a fray.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know how would, or stick the dog on him.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, the one did, decline your advance.
So I'd stick Phil Collins on one of them. But that's going to create some ruckus and bring the people that are in the room out.
Yeah. But hey, any ruckus is probably going to wake up the sleeping guy pretty quick, too.
All right, stick
could
Phil
help.
Collins on one of them.
Because it is not a magical or unnatural sleep. It was just a forced sleep that you'll wake back up from with enough noise and jostling and whatever. Yeah?
Send Phil Collins.
So what's he going to do?
Phil Collins is going to jump on one of them and just kind of like trying to knock him down to the ground.
And you will then do what? Because you'll always work in concert with your animal companion.
Try to keep him quiet. I want to incapacitate him.
Okay. So we'll have that happen, and I'll need you to do, let's call it, if you're just trying to knock him out, let's go with a strength roll.
Okay.
You want to grab
There are no
him.
minuses on that one.
We're going to call it a grapple, essentially, and then
An 8.
what you got? An 8. Okay, so you get that. It's taking a few seconds for him, but the other guy now knows something is up. Shaun?
Do something, man.
This just happened in front of you.
Yeah. So, we going full on combat? Is that what we're doing? In the highlight stadium?
Yeah. Well, Garcia started it, and then Mickie walked out. Awesome. So we'll have... what we have is a scene starting to develop.
Right.
And we need to determine what's going to resolve this as quickly and painlessly as possible. Or painfully.
We're where other people can see us?
Yeah, right now it's kind of a quiet spot. Maybe the race just started. Everyone's paying attention to what's on the track. You guys probably timed it that way. We'll, do that whole retroactive stuff.
All right, and and what's the status of the two guards exactly?
One right now just had the Phil Collins jump on him.
Right.
And immediately thereafter, Garcia got him in a chokehold. And he's struggling a bit.
Yep.
But he'll probably end up out. The other guy, of course, is now on alarm, and he's reaching into his jacket for his gun.
Wait, there's 3 guys?
2 guys.
Right. One will get in the dog, one...
No, she didn't go for a different one. It's the same one. She works with the dog.
They're
Gotcha.
tag teaming.
Okay. So I can't just go for the keypad. I got to deal with the guys, is what I'm hearing.
If you don't, something's going to be...
Yeah.
An alarm is about to be raised.
I was going to say, Shaun's not a big fan of killing, but he's got to get out. And I got daggers and a knife. I'm going to just try to slit these guys' throats.
You don't want to try another application of your poison?
Nope, I only have 1 left.
Okay.
Or I think.
Well, you
Maybe
only
2.
got one of the 2 guys.
Okay, I've got 2 left.
And the one that you got was him.
Yeah.
You used 1 application.
I might need the other one.
Okay.
I don't know who's inside the room, so
Okay.
I'm going to go. I mean,
You're gonna make
these are
that
bad
one.
dudes. These are bad men.
Yes.
So what is this going to be, a dex attack roll?
If you're doing a hack and slash, it is with your dexterity as the thief because you'll be using a finesse weapon.
10 plus 2, 12.
Why are you rolling a d6 and a d8?
I'm going to keep the 6. 3, 9 plus 2 is 11.
All right. So you got it. Damage?
Oh, that is a D8. 1. Mm-hmm. Wow, this is literally going to be like a comedy episode.
Is it
So
a
far.
Is it D8 for my damage?
What does a rogue roll?
Yeah, D8.
plus backstab?
Well, this one wouldn't be backstab
Oh,
because they're not defenseless or, what is it?
Surprised.
Surprised or defenseless, right?
Okay.
Although 1 is 1, because if he's got a dog on him and a chokehold, maybe?
Are you going to stab the one that she's with or the one that's going to raise the alarm?
The one who's raising the alarm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's reaching for his gun.
That one is really going to do a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I try to slit his throat, and I give him a
just scratch.
shaving neck.
Yeah.
Golly.
Okay. There.
Am I awake?
So the noise that's starting is indeed getting you to stir, and you're laying in a pool of sparkling water. Literally sparkling. Wine.
And the guy is like kind of reaching
Or
for the door
champagne.
or whatever.
He's reaching for his gun because they are now being attacked. And let's say he's reaching for his gun with one hand in his jacket, and with with his other arm, he's elbowing the door hard. And that's what your grogginess. You're used to being groggy, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Yeah. But this is just a come back from a really hard hit of something.
I'm going to attempt him to be afraid of guns.
Okay.
Attempt to what?
Gonna
Make
make
him afraid of guns.
So you're choosing the guy you can see, and the gun who's like the base of the gun is just starting to come out of his jacket. Yep. Go for it. What you got?
an 8.
An 8. Well, that lets you cast the spell. What do you want to pick from your 7 to 9 list?
I will draw unlimited attention.
Okay, because that's about to happen anyway, so
Yep.
that's applicable. So you cast that on him. I'm curious, as a drug addict, what kind of motions do you make to cast a spell?
Oh, it's definitely a nose rub.
So yeah, some kind
It's a
of
nose
nose
rub.
rub or something. Okay.
It's raining.
Oh, good gosh, Kurt stepped out to use the restroom, and we can hear it.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right, so you got it. The spell goes off. He pulls the gun out, and
it
as
looks
soon
like
as
snakes.
he
It's like a
does,
snake writhing in his hands.
as soon as he does, you see that look of terror on his face, and he drops the gun, and he's just staring at it on the ground, like frozen in place.
I want to run over and pick it up.
Okay.
Can I roundhouse kick him? It's like,
you
or
still
am I
have
still
one
grappling?
guy. Yeah, because of
Is he like
because
in
of
a-
your role, he wasn't out right away.
Is he still? I've got him like in a
He's-
chokehold, trying to get him to pass out.
A little bit of struggling.
Okay.
Kurt, it would have been really nice if you had muted your microphone. but he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I just thought I'd share with everyone.
Yeah, the so while you were out, Semaj made the other gunman afraid of his gun, who apparently thinks it's a bunch of snakes in his hand. He dropped it on the ground, and he's just standing there frozen in fear.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Why did it have to be snakes? I hate snakes.
How did you do that? Just talk him into it?
No, I just kind of rubbed my nose a little bit. I have a powerful imagination.
He does. He can force it upon others, apparently.
Okay,
So we have one who's just about out in a chokehold. Right before this all started, they were calling for the stadium security to come get the guy who had passed out on the ground and broke open the wine bottle. They're going to show up imminently, and you hear at the door voices saying, "What's going on out there?"
All right, who's got the best impersonating voice? So we need to tell him everything's okay, boss.
"Hey, Billy, Johnny, what's going on out there? What's all the noise?"
what's his name again? The guy inside?
Rico?
Rico, right.
Federico Colon. You want to tell him, hey, we found these guys. They were trying to, they were going to double cross the boss.
Yeah,
It rhymes, it must be true.
Yeah, Mr. Cologne, there's some people out here you need to deal with. They're trouble, but we got it under control. But I think you need to talk to them.
Let's go with a charisma roll for that, Kurt.
Oh, is that for convincing?
It sounded like you were trying to be convincing. Did you roll another out and out
2 and a
failure?
1. Plus
Yeah,
1.
that'd be an
I'm
out
not
and out
like,
failure.
I'm gonna be level 18 by the time we get done today.
And at that point, there's a click at the door. It opens, and there are 2 more gunmen, just like the guys that were outside, standing there with their Uzis already in their hands, pointed at y'all.
I fireball the shack.
Do you? You don't have fireball.
I don't.
But you could do something to the shack in this case. It could just be a balls out move.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys want to do.
I'm going to drop, now that I got the guy's gun,
Yep.
I'm going to drop the illusion on the gun and cause the door to look like a black hole.
So who do you want to be afraid of the door?
Federico.
Okay. Go for it.
Make him
Cast that spell.
Make him demand to close the door.
That could be. Dice.
Woo,
Hey,
12.
He's rolling well. Make him do more stuff.
Seriously.
Yeah. All right. So
The high junkie is the only one with any ability.
is it same rubbing the nose again?
Yeah, I like rubbing my nose. I got the gun in my left hand. I'm not a lefty at all. I'm just pointing it at them, rubbing my nose. And the door looks like it's sucking in all the light up from the room.
So from the inside, you hear Rico say, "Hey, for God's sake, man, shut the door!" And the guys just turn around and they're like dumbfounded at him, and he's just shouting over and over, "Shut the door! Shut the door! Shut the door!" What do you guys do?
Hold the door.
Hold
Hold the door.
Are we outside the door or inside the door at this point?
Oh, you guys are still
still
outside
outside.
because there were 2 guys armed with Uzis in the doorway when it opened.
The
now
guy I'm
now
on.
they have their back to you.
The guy that I'm on, is he
He's
passed
now
out?
Yeah, it is probably going to be
I
moments.
think we should go try to get in the headquarters. Like, this has gone bad.
At this point,
It's probably going to be moments before the stadium security shows up.
Can I run into the door real quick and shut the door behind me? So I'm in the room with Federico. It's
And the other 2 guys with guns?
no, they're outside.
Nope, they were
No.
in the doorway when it opened. They have not come through.
Can I push them out,
So you want to run past them and then push them out.
or maybe run
The
up to
answer
them
is
and
yes, you can try.
run up to them and pull them out?
Yes.
All right.
Same answer.
Let's try that.
That sounds like a strength move to
So
me.
you're gonna let go of the guy that you've been arm wrestling.
Well,
He's passed out.
he's out now.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's out.
But her role made it so she wasn't doing anything else in the meantime.
All right. So the goal of this is to
Yeah.
get them out of the room so that I'm alone with Federico
Okay. Let's try that.
and
see
Phil
what happens.
Collins.
And Phil. Yeah, Phil's going to go with you, right?
Yeah. That's a 7.
Hey, that's not a complete failure.
And it's strength, so I don't add anything.
Joe, I like to think of it as a partial success as opposed to a not complete failure.
I like to word it that way because of the way her face looked when she rolled. It didn't look like she was going to get a success at all out of it. But it is. It is a success with cost. So here's the deal. You were able to grab them and pull them through, and your momentum along with Phil pulls you inside and the door slams shut behind you. So you are in there alone with Rico and the door is shut.
And Phil Collins is outside? Or
No,
inside?
Phil is in there with you.
Okay.
And 2 dudes with Uzis are now outside with us.
Yes. So let's cut to that first. She just went in. Garcia just went in with her dog after yanking the other 2 guys out. And as she went in, there must have been a gust from the air conditioning unit or something, and that door just slammed shut behind her, and you heard the full electronic locking mechanism engage.
So these guys are kind of flying out the door.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it as, and Mickie, correct me if I say this wrong, but she's probably just running up, grabbing both of them by the back of their jackets, pulling them
out.
past her, and launching herself forward.
Right. So as one comes flying out the door, I'm literally going to just, as a reaction, try to move like this, put my leg out, and trip him.
Okay.
And if he trips, I'm going to try to hopefully grab his gun from him as he falls.
So we're going to start as a dexterity move to trip him, the way you just described it.
Right.
So
So then
let's
I'm going
go
to try
with
to
that.
immediately grab the gun if he loses it.
Okay.
This is all like in a blur.
In a blur.
10 plus 2, 12.
Hey,
There you go.
because of that roll, yes, you do the whole thing. You trip him, his gun it kind of flies up as he's falling backwards, and you're able to grab it with whatever hand you are favorable with, and immediately get your finger right in the trigger, and it's all nice and fluid.
Sweet.
You get your finger in there and it's nice and fluid.
Sweet. And now that the door is shut and there's two guys out there, what else is Semaj up to? He probably sees this nice slick thing happening.
So unfortunately, I don't have line of sight into that room anymore. The spell
That is
does
correct.
drop. So I have one gun. The other guy's knocked out. You grab the other gun.
I've got
so we
Uzi.
got the last guy. I'm going to make myself the big scary guy, and
Okay.
hopefully cause him to run away from me.
So you're going to make him fear you.
Yes.
The guy that is not the one he hit.
Exactly.
Or tripped. Sorry. Yeah. Go for it.
Woo! 8.
8. Also, there's a guy bleeding out on the floor, I guess, right? The guy you stabbed is... Well, he's not...
Nah, he just got nicked.
Yeah. I forgot. He's still out there, too.
He got Saint nicked. Yeah.
So there's a guy who is knocked out. And him. Okay.
I got
All right, so
8.
you got it.
And I will draw the unwelcome attention.
He looks at you, so that'll play into the other guy. He looks at you, and apparently he sees something that he doesn't care for, and he runs screaming the wrong way down the hall towards this is not an exit side, but he's just running, screaming. And the other guy is very confused as to what's going on. This has never happened before. This security detail in Lupo's organization has never been a big deal. So he panics, and he turns, and he starts shooting at you.
Nice.
So what do you want to do about getting shot at?
I want to
You have a
Dodge
danger of
nimbly.
getting hit by bullets. Okay.
dodge nimbly.
Let's try a dex roll then. There is a danger of getting hit by bullets. How will you defy that?
Defy that danger.
Poorly?
Ooh, I don't know. I see.
Gotta find
It's
the
6.
number.
I do not have a +1, so it is a 6.
That's
It is
6.
a 6. So you fail to defy that danger, and the bullets will hit you for a d6 of damage.
Eee.
It's okay. I'm hopped up on PCP, and I feel none of it.
Nice. Nice. So you are so high. The bullet probably goes like through your shoulder, just catching flesh, and you don't even notice the thing, right? Perfect.
TCP.
All right. So so now the gunshots ring out.
Right. And I have an Uzi, so
You do.
I got to shoot back at him.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's going to, it's like cover fire.
And go for it. This is a volley, which is a dex roll. What you got?
6 + 2 is 8.
Okay. So you do have to, I don't know if we have a basic move sheet out there anywhere, but we do have to do one of the 7 to 9 from a volley. So you've got the option of -1 to damage, lose 1 ammo, or I can't remember what the third one is off the top of my head. But it's not your gun, so maybe
I
losing
was going to say,
ammo
I
isn't
definitely
so
lose
bad.
ammo because this is
Yeah.
like a found weapon, so.
Yeah, so let's do that. So you start with 3 ammo with just about everything, so you'll be down to 2.
5 damage.
All right. So you take that guy out.
That is a
And that's the one.
headshot.
That's the one that you pricked before with your
Or
knife.
tried to. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Inside the room,
Calm down,
you
Puerto
see
Rico.
the guy you've seen his little picture portrait up on the wall at ATF several times in that pyramid, the scheme, the whole layout of the family they always put up there. You see that face that you've seen 100 times on the picture is now in the room with you, and you know he is number 1 to the number 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's still kind of freaked out at what just happened. So
Calm down, Puerto Rico. Calm down. I'm here to help you.
But what's Phil Collins doing? Is he intimidating or?
Phil Collins is just standing next to me, waiting for his next cue from me. He's just
So
kinda,
a more regular, calm demeanor.
yeah. He's looking at me for
Okay.
the next command. So Rico, calm down. I know you saw some freaky shit today. That's why I'm here to talk to you. You know that
Okay.
that Lupo's making his move, and what do you think is going to happen to you after Lupo makes his move? You know he's getting in with the Jamaicans, and you know they play dirty. And then he's got those Haitians and their Santeria bullshit.
Yeah.
What do you think is making you see all that shit?
I think, man, when he's number 1, I just make more money.
You think you make more money, or you think
Yeah.
you end up with cement shoes like your pal Ricky?
Jimmy.
You saw what happened to Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy got shot in the head, man. He was looking at Vicky. We don't do that no more.
Yeah, but you know Lupo's a little unhinged.
Yeah?
What makes you think that he's not going to turn on you?
What makes you think I'm not going to turn on him? Or you?
That's a fair... or you. Threw me for a loop. I understand, Rico. You're a powerful guy. I got that. That's why I want to talk. Let's see if we could do some business.
People consider having Bill Collins chomp on his balls.
Yeah, I'm considering here, are you trying to intimidate him?
I'm trying
because it doesn't sound necessarily charismatic at this point. We got to get to the point where we find out if you're successful or not.
This is more of
trying.
a psychiatry sort of thing.
Yeah.
She's trying to psychoanalyze him, and
I'm thinking you're going towards wisdom or intelligence, but
that's what I'm trying to get to.
I'll leave it to you.
It's not persuasive because I've got no charisma. Essentially, I want to try to scare him. The guys in Boston aren't happy with how things are going down in Miami.
Okay.
And what do you think is going to happen? They're going to come out here and they're going to clean up this mess. And when they come down here, they're going to clean shop. And guess what? You're going to get sent out with the rest of the trash.
So I'll let you pick whether what is it, wisdom or intelligence is better for you.
They're the same.
They're the same. So I want to call it intelligence because it sounds like you're using the information that you have to pull this on him, giving yourself leverage. Let's see what happens.
7 + 1.
That's 8. Okay. So he's partially convinced, but he needs to give you a deal. You need to figure out a way to cover up that he's just lost 4 of Lupo's men. Lupo can't know about this, and he can try and get you some of the information that you need.
No problem. We'll just pin it on the Jamaicans. I saw them on our way in.
I saw them on the way in. We'll pin it on the Jamaicans. So we're going to do a quick cut from there and say, how are we going to try and handle that? You've just made a deal. We'll say everything outside is now smoothed over-ish. Right?
Yeah,
enough.
There was someone who got a headshot with an Uzi, but it's cool.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to address every little detail.
Details.
It's more like a movie. She just made a deal. We cut to now. You've got to start figuring out how to make that deal, how to make it work. So everybody heard.
I've been thinking we were like in the main, but think of it. I started thinking of it like we're on a hallway, like the box is off of a hallway, so people aren't necessarily seeing all this.
Exactly.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a private room, so it's up in the high area of the.
You're only going up there if you have business up there.
Exactly.
But it's still public. Anyone could have walked by at any time.
So we want to pin this on the Jamaicans. I mean, I can make phone records. I can make computer files. I mean, I can make a paper trail that makes that work.
Yeah, let's make a paper trail to show that the Jamaicans were trying to move against Rico or against Lupo and wanted to use Rico to do it.
I gotta believe you guys. When you come up with the plan, we'll make a roll to see how successful it is.
So we need something that shows that the Jamaicans were meeting. They were holding meetings, right? To get information.
Jamaicans don't use G's. They hold in meetings.
To get
I'm waiting to see how many different accents Mickie does today.
To get information on Rico so that they could move against him and set it up so that it looked like Rico was moving against Lupo.
We got to plant some evidence here too that ties it back to the Jamaicans. Is Freddie in with them?
Freddie's not in with the Jamaican. Freddie?
Freddie, the Jamaican bartender.
The bartender. Freddie,
not Rico. Right.
Freddie. Yeah, why not?
We'll get some stuff from Freddie's place, and we can tie this. We'll have physical evidence, and we'll have paper trail, electronic evidence.
I like it.
I like it too. All right, and I'm curious. This meeting that you guys are having right now would be taking place where?
In the room.
In which room?
Yeah, in the box room with...
he made the deal with her. We cut away from that. You guys are somewhere now creating the plan.
Oh, so it has to be directly outside the room.
But that's
in a supply closet.
In a supply closet. Okay. So for me, let me just make it clear. We're cutting like an hour or two later.
Oh, right? So we just left the bodies?
No, everything. Don't worry about all the details. It's an action movie. It's they never show the janitor mopping up behind. You guys go away.
Back at your
okay,
place.
there you go. And I'm curious how Semaj acts while the plan is going on. Because overall, I would say he's not directly contributing. And is it because he's getting high, or is he about to launch into some great alternate plan?
He first fingers the hole.
Yeah.
And then he's going to use an empty hypodermic needle.
Okay.
Draw blood out of himself, then re-inject the blood.
Okay.
And that act is cure wounds.
Interesting. Okay. I like that.
To close the hole. And then you guys actually see the hole close up.
So where he got shot in the shoulder.
All right. Yo, Semaj, you've got some weird... Are you like Hindu or something? What's going on?
Because Hindus shoot themselves up all the time?
You got some weird mojo going on over there. How
know.
did you even do that?
My blood has healing properties, man.
Where are you from?
When you take it out and put it back in.
Oh?
Was there anything in the syringe before you started pulling
No,
the
it
blood
was
out?
empty.
You
It
didn't
was
mix
empty.
it with
It was
something?
empty.
Okay.
It was a used syringe.
Well, of
so
course,
there
yeah.
were drugs in there at one point.
All right,
but-
there's probably a hint of something left over in there.
Got some weird self-healing properties.
You want some?
Gonna
She
no,
wants
you
some.
you need to stay
So
on
it's the idea that we
side.
got from Rico, the info about where the drop is happening, the guns.
As long as you get this covered up, he's going to share the info. That was the deal.
Gotcha. So are we gonna? I mean, I think at this point we've taken the steps, or we're
Okay.
to do it. So do
Yep,
we?
I think we're ready to make that plan take effect. It sounded to me like Shaun is going to do most of the work with help. So I would like it if both Semaj and Garcia would like to do aid roles, but describe how you are aiding Shaun in that plan. Kurt, describe what the plan was again from Shaun's perspective so they can determine how they're helping.
Right. So I am gonna do some quick, basically doctoring of phone records and plant some files that would be enough that it would lead a smart person to realize that the Jamaicans were considering a move.
And you were mentioning physical evidence as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that was something that Ms. Garcia would probably help with, but what we want to do is get maybe a couple of guns or at least some bullet casings from the Jamaicans. That we
Also,
can plant.
technically, Semaj knew Freddie before Garcia did.
Yeah.
So maybe he's better to go to that place if you're
Gotcha,
looking for something
gotcha.
from Freddie.
Yeah, I mean, it would take a while to get this done. It would probably take the rest of the day, but
And I mean, that's the
Yeah.
point. We're looking at a montage of cutscenes where somebody's lifting a piece of evidence from somewhere, somebody else is maybe calling a contact, and the whole time I'm seeing Shaun at a keyboard and looking at some papers and tapping here and doing this.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
we need to.
I
yeah.
need to make a couple phone calls. I need to call Miami-Dade Miami-Dade Vice. They've got some evidence, I'm sure, in their lockup that they've,
Sure.
gotten from the Jamaicans and prior stings, stuff that can definitely, like that people in Lupo's organization would see and recognize where it's from.
So go ahead and do a roll for aid, Mickie.
If we don't sound convincing, dear listeners, that's because our knowledge of the criminal underworld and the drug scene is slightly limited.
Actually, the knowledge of the legal side of it is completely foreign to me. I think I'm probably more versed in the illegal side. What?
That was
Don't
a
give
10.
me that look. A 10. All right, so that's a +1 that Shaun will have as part of the plan. Semaj.
I'm actually I'm going to do a little bit of suffering in order to petition whatever higher power is granting me these things.
The unicorns at the end of the rainbow.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
In order to gain some useful knowledge or a boon from the unicorns.
Okay.
And the suffering I'm going to do is I'm actually going to allow myself to withdraw,
Sober up a bit.
sober up a bit.
Okay.
So that gives me the clarity to see the direction that we should take.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an aid roll.
It's a 7 on the dice.
Okay. So what that means in game terms is he'll get the +1, but you'll expose yourself to some danger as part of it.
I can't find any more drugs.
That could be it. We'll see.
Or you get the shakes.
Get the shakes. You can't find the bane. I can't find the bane.
Actually, that is dexterity.
Yeah.
Shaky.
All right,
So
so
the-
I'm rolling.
So now you're going to get +2. Again, I'm looking at all the cutscenes. So we saw the cutscenes of Garcia making the phone calls and of Semaj actually sobering up briefly and talking to unicorns, which doesn't seem to go together.
Do I have any modifier on it, or is it just straight roll?
Well, that's a +2 is what I was saying.
Right, but no other.
Oh, for you, this is... I'm going to call this your... Do you have any intelligence, Mata?
I have +1 on it.
Yeah, so let's do that. This is your MIT stuff, right? So you're going to get a +3 to this roll.
Come on.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Which
Come on.
means
The way
you-
I'm rolling,
you can
that's
still
I was gonna
fail.
say, that's still
Yeah.
a failure the way I've been rolling. 11 plus 3,
Nice.
14.
Good gosh. Okay.
So
So
those Jamaicans
even
are
need
going
the
down for the world to see.
So that success and what gets our plan in action is going to actually wrap up this episode. We'll begin the next one with talking through how the plan is executed. But for now, we're going to close out this episode on what is one of the few successes Kurt has rolled today. Yay! And we're all going to say...
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Jugs are good.
No, they're not.
Just say no.
Just say no?
Just say no.
Okay.
Ronald Reagan.
Say no to drugs.
Okay.
After a rough encounter at the dog track, our party strikes up a deal with Rico to cover up the loss of Lupo's men. As we closed out the episode, the plan goes into action to frame the Jamaicans for the mess at the track. Thanks for joining us. The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.